Hello Max Payne 3 players, welcome to the second installment of Bullet Points, a series on techniques and tactics for multiplayer games. My name is Lars Bohr, formerly GameSlinger589, and today we're learning how to use cover and manipulate the game's third-person camera. Using cover is basic and essential to getting through the single-player experience of Max Payne 3, but a lot of people have a hard time carrying it over to multiplayer. In multiplayer, the movements of enemies, real human players, are harder to predict, and committing yourself to a fixed position can be a liability. But when you're behind a piece of cover, you have the advantage of being able to see enemy players when they are unable to see you. This is what makes the game's third-person camera a key differentiator between Max Payne 3 and most other shooters which put you in the first-person view. The most important thing to remember is that cover equals control. Taking a piece of cover gives you command over the whole area it overlooks within the range of your weapon. As you move through a map, you should be constantly closing the distance between yourself and any object that lies between you and the enemy team. That allows you to cover your team as they try to move forward or dig in against your opponents. So try to place yourself behind cover, overlooking parts of the map relevant to your team's objectives or the enemy team's objectives. When you're in a good position, you'll start feeling the pressure from the enemy team. That feeling can be uncomfortable, but it informs you that you are in a position of relevance to the outcome of the match. Shooting from cover can be difficult because going behind cover causes your aim reticle, this little mark on the center of your screen, to disappear. The solution to that problem lies in training your eyes to judge where the center of your screen is, and training your mind not to rely on the aim reticle to validate the placement of your shots. This is something that takes skill, practice, and patience, but it does work. The moment you acquire a target, censor them on your screen, hit the aim button, and shoot right away. It's important not to get in the habit of waiting to see your reticle over your target before you shoot, because it is very likely they will move or disappear in your moment of hesitation. So take your first shot immediately when you come up from cover, and if you need to, make adjustments for the second and third shot. Don't ever take more than 2 or 3 quick shots before you cover up again. You have to remember that as long as you're holding still, you're an easy target, and you never know who might be watching your position. Timing is important. What you're waiting for is that moment of unreadiness, when they're caught up in reloading or directing their attention somewhere else.
Some things don't turn out how they're planned.
If you don't see any shots you can take, and you don't feel safe breaking away from your cover, that means you need to be patient, hang tight, and wait for your teammates to move into positions that will set you free. Remember that even if you are pinned down under a piece of cover and not taking any shots, you are still filling a valuable role for your team by drawing enemy attention and fire away from them. When you see that the line of scrimmage has moved away from you, that's your cue to hustle to a new position. Every time you break away from a piece of cover and move up on the map, you are taking a bet that there are no enemies in position to shoot you down, so think twice about doing it. Also make sure to sprint whenever you're moving through an open area. It makes you harder to hit, and reduces the amount of time that you spend in that vulnerable position. If you find you're having trouble shooting without your aim reticle, don't worry because there is still a way to use cover effectively without having to hit your cover button. To do this, you'll need to learn to reposition your aim reticle, which is a very important technique in its own right. It comes into play when one of your opponents is positioned on the opposite side of a piece of cover from you. In many such confrontations, it's the placement of your aim reticle that decides whether you win or lose. If you're rounding a corner to the left, you should place your aim reticle on the right. If you're rounding a corner to the right, you should place your aim reticle on the left. This allows you to observe your enemy's movement and prepare your shot for when you come around the corner. Unless they're using the same technique, they'll never see you coming, and rarely will they be able to react in time. If you're playing on PC, make sure that your camera toggle button, which controls the aim reticle, is somewhere you can hit quickly and easily. You'll need to use this function dozens of times per game, so put it on a button you can hit comfortably. I have mine set to the middle mouse button. As a final note, don't underestimate the effectiveness of blind firing. Do this when you're behind cover, with an opponent closing in on your position, and trying to round the corner on you. If they're within a few meters of the corner you're at, you're almost guaranteed to hit them. This is better than hitting your aim button and coming completely around the corner, which exposes your body and makes you an easy, unmoving target at close range. So that does it for using cover and manipulating the game's third-person camera. My apologies to return viewers who might have been expecting me to discuss the shoot dodge as I promised last time. Stay tuned and we will get to it. If there's a particular topic you'd like to see covered on Bullet Points, please post in the comments thread, and don't forget to subscribe. My name again is Lars Bohr. You can find me on Rockstar Social Club under the handle Cuthbert5. Until next time, good luck and have fun.